we have a problem here. And this video, like, if you guys haven't watched it, I really recommend that you do, simply because it emphasizes the fact that we have AI. It has its purpose, but it's not catching up to the things that we actually want it to do. Exactly. So there's a gap in the market for fixing these problems. And by fixing these problems, we give value, we create value. AI should be empowering humans, not weakening them. And that was really emphasized in this video. So I've put up this flowchart right here, and it hopefully can be applicable and has some actually achievable ideas that we might be seeing in a nearby future. But these ideas are actually distinguished by two perspectives. And there is a perspective here that I placed in on which we fight, and I'll be explaining more on that later on. But I placed down that this is a more interesting idea simply because I actually think that we should embrace who really wants to learn, right? And who really is the person that might not be willing to cheat, right? Obviously, we have the problem which some students don't know that they're actually cheating. The process of learning really means feeling pain. The brain should be actually hurting when you're learning something. And that's normal. That's a normal process. And what's also normal is that we avoid pain. ChatGPT is a tool that even the students that are winners ends up using this alternative to go away from the pain of simply having to learn. And yeah, that's a problem, but I'll be talking more on this later on. Let's first take a look at We Fight. And on We fight technology with more technology, and that's what I'm proposing here. I don't think that you should enforce laws to take away AI from school, or even inside the schools just try to take AI off of the students. And that's just kind of stupid. You're basically taking away a tool that he will probably need to know when he gets into the real market and starts working. AI will be a huge part of our lives professionally. Even teaching them about this is a smart idea. So the first thing here is find ways to identify cheaters. And this is really simple. It's basically a way for you to identify when something that shouldn't be cheated on, like a test or an essay. And a way we could do this would be to actually creating useful AI detectors. If anyone out there has any idea how to actually create a useful AI detector, this would be a pretty nice idea. Educational platforms with specific features for this. So these eras in which a new technology comes in are opportunities for you to level up with platforms that are already established. You know, like Udemy is an established platform. And if they don't have features in which they avoid the use of cheaters, like the use of AI, and there's a whole market wanting that, then there's an opportunity for you to create this platform, right? Or an even easier approach would be to just create plugins or small features. You can make this even with extension for Chrome and just place these plugins for existing platforms of educational purposes. The other approach would be to restrict AI access to only an LLM trained by the school. I mean, I hope you understood this. A strange example would be to just create a ChatGPT specific for that school. This way you don't really take away AI from the students. You actually offer them an AI on which the school has control over. And you could start doing this simply providing this as a service to local schools. You can even achieve this by simply being a consultant to school members. The other more difficult way would be to create an open source model specifically for this purpose. A big part of this is that you can allow this open source model to have data trained only for that specific school, because we know that some schools have different beliefs. And this is especially true for schools all over the world. The other feature in this that would be pretty cool would be allowing easy identification of usage. This would be simply a way to recognize, a way for the teacher to know if the student used that open source model or not on its responses based on the generated texts. Okay, now on the other side, where we're not trying to catch cheaters, but rather actually make people that already use AI or already are great students that actually want to learn to have the right tools in their hands to learn better or learn more or learn faster. And this could be by first making a basic knowledge test before AI usage. Most of you that used AI to code something, did you realize that if you tried coding something like on a language or creating a feature that you had no idea what to do, you realize that as soon as you understood better or you understood, like, had the basics well set out, you could do much more with AI. So this idea is basically based off of that, and we could build dynamic quizzes on which, like, let me give like a kind of stupid example here, but imagine if you just had a page on which, before I'm going to make a question to ChatGPT, I just ask this page, look, I'm going to ask this to ChatGPT. Please quiz me on this topic for me to know if I have the basics right. And it could give me a grade from 0 to 10. And like if I got above 7, then I could use AI. But obviously, this would depend on me actually having this vision of wanting to learn this. Some people don't have that, and you could just build a Chrome extension that enforces these quizzes for them, right? This is a prompt out option, and like remembering we're not trying to restrict anything here. We're just trying to empower people on using AI. And maybe just quizzing them on the things that they want to search for can instruct them on how well they know about that, and if they're using that as a copilot or if they're using it to just get things done and actually not learn. Another form of embracing and actually giving value to people who correctly use AI is to treat prompts from known data. There's a lot of YouTubers focused on educational content out there, and they have hundreds of videos that could be, I wouldn't say scraped, but they could prompt into the idea of getting their transcription and sent over to Pinecone, which is a vector database, just to save it and being used by students, by their students. Probably they offer some courses, so wouldn't it be nice for them to have also a chatbot that responds to data that they produced 5 years ago and even gives the source to that video, right? I mean, to get a better sense of what I'm saying, I mean doing something like this. Okay, I found an example. Imagine if you were building a lifestyle brand, focused on building a community, right? You first want to build your community and go on from there. Your main focus would be to just build this community, and obviously you would have a focus on earning money on the long run, so you want to have, like, what is the vision of Gary Vee on that? And you don't even know if he has any vision upon that, but you place this lifestyle brand. And what else would you place here in lifestyle brand? Community focus. If I type this in YouTube, a bunch of things is going to come out, and one of these are Gary Vee's video right here. How to build a successful brand through social media. And then I'd have to watch this entire video to like see what is his vision on this. But also, I found another video here on which he goes on about this exact topic.
That you have to think about is the following. It's the biggest mistake that so many young entrepreneurs are making right now. Everyone's like, I'm starting a lifestyle brand. I know you're not saying that, but you are kind of saying that. Let me explain what I mean by that. Cool. You're starting a community around conversation. What you have to first realize is if you're going to start...
Yeah, I love the way that he just points his hand on the face of whoever he's talking and tries to interrupt him. But here's what I'm saying with this idea. The AI could, using the vector database, it could search this out, get this chunk of text, and actually send it over for the LLM to arrange this text and respond whoever is asking this. And it could even provide the source of that answer, or like it could say, like, look up at I don't know, like 22 minutes of the How One Video Can Change Your Life video from Gary Vee, provide the link, and well, you can just think from there on how you could actually make this idea come true. And this is just for YouTube. You could do this with WordPress. You can do this with the entire school library placed in a single vector database. This could give you actually good sources of answers and not just random answers from the internet that you don't really quite know the source of it or know even like how true it is. And it's like just using ChatGPT, you can't get more of that. You know, like you could just ask ChatGPT for more, and then he search for different sources to just answer your next question, and that's not really ideal. At least for me, I really like to, I'm really curious on some topics, and when I get a response from in artificial intelligence, I just start thinking, well, why did it come up with this? Where is the idea coming from? And the last video where I talked about Grok getting the answers upon the question of how's AI going, getting a question for news, evolving AI, and just using another person's work as the response, I got really curious to know about this other person's work. So I went looking for that person's Twitter and just reading all of his Twitter. Someone that really wants to learn something, they will go after this information, and like they won't just stop here at trying to cheat. At least I think that. Another step we can make, and this is a much more evasive step, but it is the AI learning recognition. Like this first idea, I don't know if it's really practical, but it would be to just try to focus on facial expressions while studying, and just try to find a pattern, identify when the person's actually struggling to learn something, and well, that could mean that they're actually learning it, and how was the process of getting to know that, and how could next time I try to learn something be even faster than this. Like the downfall with this would be privacy. We already have so much issues with this, so I wouldn't really like this one. I would do that with myself, like here with the webcam. I wouldn't care at all if it was just filming me the entire day while understanding if I'm learning better or just actually being productive. But another idea that I really liked was measuring the quality product curve, right? This could be simply a teacher getting the essays from a student, right? And let's suppose that the first essay, this is, and this would be, I mean, science, right? The AI could identify like how this student is evolving, or if it's evolving at all. This is the teacher's work, but it isn't all the work that the teacher has to do. Like, teachers have way more work than this. And this could really be helpful for the teachers and for the students that want to know how they're evolving. And I believe anyone watching this already have had a sensation of, well, the grades don't really matter as much as people think they do. Like, they don't really give you the right estimate of how you're evolving. And I mean, the whole purpose of learning is to evolve, is to go from one place to another. And if you can use AI to measure where you're going, where you're at, and what you need to do to get to the next step, well, I just think that's amazing. And we as entrepreneurs can really produce the tools that the education system might need. So that's it for this video. I really hope I inspired you to create something, anything for educational purposes, especially if it uses AI. I think it's a pretty nice place to explore right now, and I will be making much more videos on this exact topic. So I'll see you guys in one of them. Till then.